पर गैस ऑन क्या मैं गैस की टंकी लेके आता हूँ।
भर पिचकारी श्याम मुखड़ा पे मारी, भर पिचकारी श्याम मुखड़ा पे मारी, हो मेरो मुखड़ो करी गयो लाल री, के सो चटक रंग डारो श्याम मेरी चुनरी में करी गयो दागरी, कैसो चटक रंग डारो श्याम। तो मेरी चुनरी में करी गयो कैसो चटक रंग डारो श्याम मेरी चुनरी में करी गयो कैसो चटक रंग डारो श्याम मेरी चुनरी मेरी चुनरी में कैसो चटक रंग डारो श्याम मेरी चुनरी में करी गयो कैसो चटक रंग डारो। हो मेरो मुखड़ो मेरो
देखो जॉइन कली तो
ये कपड़ा कैसे देंगे खाली ऑडियो कर देंगे इधर पढ़िए
जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम।
जय श्री राम ମୁଁ ଯାହା କହିବି ଶୁଭିବନି ସେଇଟା କୋଉଟା ନାଇଁ ଠିକ 5ଟାରୁ 7ଟା
पुरी में हम लोग का जो ट्रेनिंग हुआ था ना, ओरिएंटेशन, वो वाला अच्छा हुआ था। उधर बुला लेते लोग, वहाँ बैठ के ट्रेनिंग होते, ड्रामा आया है।
अरे भाई बाद में बुलाएंगे, क्यों व्यस्त हो रहे?
भाई नमस्ते, दिगंबर भाई नमस्ते। सब भाई लोग को शुभ संध्या। सभी आके चले भाई इधर। हाँ, जानना जो प्रोग्राम फेरल लेता हो अरेंजमेंट करो ना।
सभी को मेरा प्रणाम।
लगा ये लगा लाइट लगा दो। ये सब नोटी 8 ଥିଲେ ଆମର ମହାପାତ୍ର ସୁଧୀର ମହାପାତ୍ର ତ ଏବେ ଅନଲାଇନ ଏଇଠି ଅଛି ଟ୍ରେନିଂ ନଉଛି ସେ କହନ୍ତି ଇଏ କରିକି ଇଏ କରିଥିଲେ ଇଏ ଗୋଟେ ଇଏ ହେଇଥାନ୍ତେ ଇଏ ଏପଟେ ହବ ଇଏ ସେପଟେ ହବ ଇଏ ଏପଟେ ହବ ହେଲା କଣଟା ହବ ନା ଇଏ ହବ ହଁ କର ତୋର ଆରାମ ସେ ସ୍ମୁଥଲି ସବୁ କଣ୍ଡକ୍ଟ କର
हेलो हेलो
हेलो हेलो
हाँ सर नमस्कार समस्त को
नमस्कार पुस्तु जी केमन आछो
नमस्कार सर।
भलो 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 भलो
सर नमस्कार।
नमस्कार नमस्कार
नमस्कार सभी को। सभी को
सर
नमस्कार
नमस्कार सर नमस्कार
नमस्कार
सर नमस्कार
नमस्कार
अरे कैलाश भल अच्छु तो
सर नमस्कार
नमस्कार शुड वी स्टार्ट
Okay, sir.
स्टार्ट
ओके सर स्टार्ट प्लीज
okay today we shall discuss on multicultural classroom and its merits, demerits and challenges and our role in the multicultural classroom. As you know, you are all from Navodaya schools and you are facing challenges, many challenges in the classroom. क्योंकि you are working in a multicultural classroom. As you know, students are coming from different cultural and social backgrounds. That's why you are facing challenges to deal with those students. And on this topic, we shall discuss in detail. If you have any problem, you can get permission and ask question to clarify your doubts. That multicultural classroom or multicultural education, that concept was coined by J. Bank in 1980. As you know, culture has its two aspects. One is material culture and another is non-material culture. So far as material aspect of the culture is concerned, which can be sensed through our five sense organs, tools, techniques, language that we use, utensils we use, then for vehicles, instruments, different instruments. That is, these common or material aspect of culture. But non-material aspect of culture cannot be sensed. See, customs, values, our beliefs, knowledge, values, morality, and these are called non-material culture. And so far as multicultural classroom is concerned, we find students coming from different cultural backgrounds, diversified cultures. And our motto is to provide them educational opportunities or provide them education with equality, equal education. That's why we have to use variety of educational programs, varieties of educational practices, varieties of educational techniques, skills, methods of teaching, and different types of teaching learning aids or materials to satisfy students coming from different cultural backgrounds. As you know, inclusive education, in other words, we provide inclusive education in the name of multicultural education nowadays in our India. So far as diversity is concerned or cultural difference is concerned, we find individual differences among students. Individual differences, as you have studied in psychology, one is intra-individual difference and another is inter-individual difference. You know it very well, these two terms. So far as intra-individual means within an individual, they are found difference. Some are weak in mathematics, but strong in music. Some are weak in science, but strong in literature. That's why it is called intra-individual difference. Achievement in mathematics is very high, but in language, very low. Achievement is very low. That is called intra-individual difference. Among individuals, we also find differences so far as abilities are concerned and disabilities are concerned. See, abilities and disabilities. There are mostly students we find different with different abilities, and these different abilities can be categorized or divided into mostly 8 type of abilities. Eight type of abilities, remember. Gardner, multiple theory of intelligence, has pointed out that there are students we find students in a classroom with 8 different types of abilities. First ability, that is verbal and linguistic abilities. There are some students who are very strong in literature, verbal and linguistic abilities. Very good debater. We find students in our classroom. So that student is efficient or successful in linguistic and verbal abilities. There are also, we find students with logic and mathematical abilities, strong in mathematics. Some are weak in mathematics. That's why students, we find, having 8 types of abilities. Third one is science, natural science. In science, physics, chemistry, some are very strong. Then musical abilities, some are very strong in musical abilities. Graphical abilities, drawing, painting, and that is, you may say, fine art, strong, very strong. And another one is interpersonal abilities, interpersonal sociability, very strong in social activities, sociable. They have got so many friends, friend circle is very strong. And they take leadership qualities. Pardon? Any question? Any question? We find students. There are many students who are strong in leadership qualities. Leadership qualities means very sociable. Students like him. And they are not an introvert. They are extrovert in nature. That is next abilities. And the last one is intrapersonal abilities, means philosophical students are very philosophical, intrapersonal. They think critically, then they don't, but strong in philosophical and original thinking. That's why students, we find students with diversity, means individual diversity. That is, you may say students are different with different abilities, mainly 8 types of abilities. We must know. As a teacher, we must be aware of those students who are different with 8 types of abilities. And we also find students who are different so far as disabilities are concerned. Blind students are there, hearing impaired students are there, then learning disabled students are there, slow learners are there, normal students are there, high achievers are there, gifted students are there. You see, students are different. In a multicultural classroom, we find students with disabilities. Then physically handicapped students are there, emotionally disturbed students are there. That's why students are different so far as abilities and disabilities are concerned. Then we find students coming from different regional backgrounds. Under regional backgrounds comes geographical backgrounds, from geographical backgrounds. Rural areas, urban areas, students are coming from hilly areas, then forest areas, then students are coming from then desert areas. You see, regional, so far as regional diversity is concerned, we find students coming from different geographical backgrounds. And so why I'm pointing out all those things? You see, their skill, students coming from river areas or that is hilly areas or that is forest areas. The forest area students are prompt in then river areas, students coming from river areas or ocean areas or sea areas, they know how to swim. Swimming skills, they are very strong in swimming skills. That's why desert areas, plain areas, students coming from plain areas, they know how to run very fast, jumping, how to jump, how to run. You see, that's why we find students with different skills because they are coming from different geographical regions. Particularly in Navodaya Vidyalayas, we find students coming from different geographical regions. In ordinary government schools, you see, in ordinary schools in our state, in our locality, there are some schools in rural areas, government schools in rural areas. Then there is no problem to deal with those students. They are from one particular geographical areas. There is no problem. But here we find problems. Students coming from tribal areas, students are coming from hilly areas, mountain areas, river areas. Their skills are different. Their interests are different. That's why. But what is the main objective of multicultural education? What is the main aim? What is the main goal? Goal of a multicultural education is to inculcate knowledge, skill, and attitude on the part of the students so that they can live smoothly in their future life in a diversified culture. Our India is a multicultural country, diversified country. So our motto is to prepare students to inculcate knowledge. First one is inculcate knowledge. Second one is inculcate skill. And third one is to inculcate attitude to live in a society which is multicultural in nature. That is the main objective of multicultural education. Knowledge, skill, and attitude we have to develop on the part of our students. Then, next diversity, we find economic diversity. Poor students are there, rich students are there. Navodaya Vidyalaya, as you know, basically rural talented rural students are taking admission in Navodaya schools. That's why Navodaya school, when we talk on a Navodaya school, we find students who are very, whose social status is very poor. Government is providing money, but their family background is very poor. Some are economically diversity is there among the students studying in Navodaya schools. Then historical diversity. Dravidian students are studying, Aryan students are studying. You see, historical difference so far as history is concerned. So far as political diversity is concerned, political diversity, some are from Uttar Pradesh, some are from Bihar, some are from West Bengal, some are from Tamil Nadu. Political diversity is there. So far as besides that, cultural diversity, as I know, as I have already discussed with you, habits, their faith, their values, their morality, their way of life, their traditions, customs, some are different. We must know it very well. to deal with those students. And linguistic diversity is a very important problem that we face in Navodaya schools. Students, there are different languages in our country. Students are coming from different linguistic backgrounds. Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Bengali, Odia. See, students are coming from different linguistic backgrounds. Their mother tongue is different. And they face communication problems. And we are not, as a teacher, you are not well acquainted with all types of mother tongues used by the people in our India. At least 1, 2, or 3, mostly. You are aware of those mother tongues. That's why how to interact with them, how to communicate your views with, communicate your ideas to all students who are coming from different linguistic backgrounds. That's why it is a challenge on the part of the teachers teaching in Navodaya schools. And another is religious diversity. Again, very problematic situation we face in our schools. Religious, Hindus are there, Christians are there, then Muslim students are there, Islamic students are there, Buddhist students are there, Jaina students are there. You see, linguistic, religious backgrounds, different religious backgrounds, students are studying in Navodaya Vidyalaya. That's why multicultural classroom, we find difference among students so far as religion is concerned. Their faith is different. Their faith, different faiths, different cultural practices. Their food habit is also different. You see, food habits different. Cultural backgrounds. Then values are different. Morality are different. Students, for example, I may say Hindu. I am a Hindu student, a Hindu person. I believe on marrying one wife. That is my religious belief. Hindu must marry one wife. But so far as Muslims are concerned or Islamic students are concerned, they can marry more than one wife. No problem. Religious practice, faith, customs, traditions, different. So far as in our area, Hindu area, we celebrate Ganesh Puja, Saraswati Puja in our schools. But students with different cultural backgrounds, Christian students are studying in the schools. I do not know what type of cultural celebrations that you celebrate in your school, whether you celebrate Ganesh Puja, Saraswati Puja, or Xmas holidays, or that is New Year's Day. I do not know. But you see, if we celebrate Ganesh Puja, Saraswati Puja in our school, cultural practices of our religion in our school, then Muslim students may not accept it. Christian students, they feel disgusted, frustrated. See, that's why it is very challenging on the part of a teacher teaching in Navodaya.
सर थोड़ा हिंदी में भी समझाइए, समझ नहीं आ रहा क्या बोल।
जो सरस्वती पूजा आप सेलिब्रेट करते हैं आपका स्कूल में, गणेश पूजा, सरस्वती पूजा?
जी
हेलो
जी सर।
जी सर।
अच्छा, Xmas holidays or New Year's Day, do you celebrate in your Navodaya school? Hello? Do you celebrate Christian festival? Muslim festival?
Yes, we celebrate.
You celebrate Muslim festival too? Muslim students are studying in Navodaya. Christian students, they are studying in Musulman students studying. मैं क्वेश्चन पूछा है मुसलमान कोई मुसलमान स्टूडेंट के लिए हिंदू स्टूडेंट के लिए सरस्वती पूजा सेलिब्रेट That's why student studying Navodaya school. आप बोला जे आप अभी बोले जे हिंदी में बोला हिंदी में पढ़ा आई एम टीचिंग इन इंग्लिश आप जो पार्टिसिपेंट है सारे हिंदी वाला है कोई बंगाली वाला नहीं
जी सर हिंदी वाले हैं
हिंदी वाले
ज्यादा हैं सर
हिंदी वाले ज्यादा है।
हाँ सर हिंदी वाले ज्यादा हैं सर हिंदी समझते हैं सर
सर बाइलैंग्वेज में होना चाहिए।
बंगाली
हम
स्टूडेंट
उड़ीसा वाले इंग्लिश में लेंगे, उड़िया में लिखने के लिए आपका यूनिवर्सिटी क्या अलाउ करेंगे क्या? तो दोनों लैंग्वेज में पढ़ाइए।
मल्टी लैंग्वेज हिंदी बंगाली तेलुगु तमिल सारे लैंग्वेज में हम पढ़ाएंगे इसलिए तो इंग्लिश इंग्लिश यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड इंग्लिश बिकॉज़ यू आर आपका स्कूल में आप इंग्लिश नहीं पढ़ा अरे हाई स्कूल में आप इंग्लिश नहीं पढ़ा कॉलेज में आप इंग्लिश नहीं पढ़ा आप टीचर है ना ये लैंग्वेज फॉर्मूला हमारा इंडिया में जो है मदर टंग इंग्लिश ओके आपको इंग्लिश जानना है आपको लघु विद्यालय में काम करना है तो इंग्लिश आना है ना हाँ इंग्लिश नहीं जानता है इंग्लिश नहीं होना चाहिए ना विद्यालय में टीचर आप नवोदय विद्यालय में टीचर है इंग्लिश आपको मालूम होना चाहिए ना इसीलिए तो इंग्लिश जानना जरूरी है ना ओके so far as religious diversity is concerned there are students with different religious background
Excuse me, sir.
you are very aware of students
Excuse me, sir.
हाँ बोलिए क्या पूछे
Sir, before we move to any topic, before we discuss anything, sir, I would like to request you to initiate a WhatsApp group so that all the information should be shared in the group and we would be eligible to know all the details.
क्या बोल रहे हैं
Due to lack of any information, it's possible that we miss any class or we miss any information, sir. So there is an urgent need of WhatsApp group. Or if there is any WhatsApp group, then I request you to add me to the group. I am requesting for a WhatsApp group, sir. Yes, sir. I am requesting for a WhatsApp group.
for WhatsApp group
What
you create WhatsApp
PPT
group
program?
and you can create a WhatsApp group
PPT तो
Okay.
please send.
then caste diversity caste and tribe diversity पाए Brahmins are there so far as Hindu religion is concerned you find different types of students coming from different caste Kshatriya Shudra Vaishya similarly scheduled caste students are there OBC are there different students from scheduled tribe students are studying also in Navodaya Vidyalaya that's why students are coming from different caste backgrounds and tribe backgrounds. Then again, we find students with a different communication skill.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
सर एक क्वेश्चन था कि ये सर परीक्षा के फॉर्म किस प्रकार से भरे जाने हैं सर?
क्या?
परीक्षा के फॉर्म,
इस परीक्षा के फॉर्म कब से भरे जा रहे हैं? हेलो,
ये आप ये जो कोऑर्डिनेटर है आपका, इनको पूछो। हम तो रिसोर्स पर्सन है ना, हम मुझको मालूम नहीं, ये ऑफिशियल रिलेटेड थिंग्स हमको मालूम नहीं। आप ये जो कोऑर्डिनेटर आपका है, इनको पूछो। एक हम तो रिसोर्स पर्सन है, दे हैव इनवाइटेड मी इंटरेक्ट विद टेक ऑनलाइन क्लास, क्लियर? यू कैन आस्क देम कैसे परीक्षा में कैसे फॉर्म अप्लाई करेंगे। मैनेजमेंट इनका कोऑर्डिनेटर है, इनको पूछो, ठीक है? कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स, वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन, डेफ एंड डम्ब स्टूडेंट्स आर स्टोरी, दे यूज साइन लैंग्वेज they use. Then verbal language, some use verbal language, some use non-verbal language, some use visual or graphic way of communication. Then manual way of communication activities through action, gesture, facial action, body language. See, communication skill, we find difference among students so far as communication skill is concerned. Then intelligence, so far as intelligence is concerned, as I have already discussed with you, 8 types of intellectual abilities. Gardner has pointed out, I have already discussed with you. Some are strong in musical ability, some is strong in mathematical ability, some is strong in linguistic ability. So that intellectual ability is concerned, we find it. Then interest and hobbies, we find students with different interest and hobbies. Their hobbies are different, interests are different. Then family background also different. Way of life in the family also different. Then family support is also different. Some are from, some parents are highly qualified. They motivate their students. They support their students. Some parents are not highly qualified. They are not concerned with the academic progress of the students continuously. इनका भी फैमिली सपोर्ट, डिफरेंट फैमिली सपोर्ट्स मिलते हैं स्टूडेंट को। ट्राइबल एरिया में जो स्टूडेंट आते, फॉरेस्ट एरिया में जो स्टूडेंट आते, लो सोशियो स्टेटस से जो स्टूडेंट आ रहे, इनको भी फैमिली सपोर्ट, इनको भी ज्यादा नहीं मिलते। तो डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ फैमिली सपोर्ट्स दे आल्सो स्टूडेंट्स गेट। then learning preference style of learning is also different. क्या तरीका? Some give stress on there are some students who give stress on rote memory, memorization, rote memory. Students, some students are there, they don't give stress on rote memory. They give stress on understanding the content, subject matter. They give stress on understanding. They don't, some students are there without understanding, they can remember many things and vomit in the examination. That's why family learning preference style is also different. Then age and maturity of the students, maturity level of the students is different, age level is different. Then social skill, as I have already discussed with you, social skill is different. Some are strong in climbing trees, some are strong in swimming in the river or ponds. Social skills are also different. Values, morality, already I have discussed how Muslim students believe on marrying more than 2 wives, whereas Hindu students or Hindu persons believe on marrying 1 wife. You see, value systems, morality systems, there are different students because students are coming from diversified cultures, and Navodaya Vidyalaya is a multicultural classroom. So now we have to discuss what are the merits. Yeah, अच्छा क्या है? अच्छा जो मल्टीकल्चरल क्लासरूम का अच्छा एस्पेक्ट क्या है, मेरिट क्या है, अच्छा चीज क्या है? एंड it stimulates growth and competitions. मल्टीकल्चरल क्लासरूम में कंपटीशन परस्पर स्टूडेंट का भीतर परस्पर कंपटीशन ज्यादा है, and it helps for growth and development of the students, achievement of the students, health. competition ज्यादा है, इसलिए it helps to motivate the students. Competition is a factor which motivates students to progress academically. Academic progress के लिए competition अच्छा है. That's why it is found mostly in multicultural classroom. Then it is helpful for developing a relationship. अच्छा relationship. परस्पर का स्टूडेंट परस्पर कैसे हेल्दी रिलेशनशिप बिल्ड करने के लिए ये मल्टीकल्चरल क्लासरूम इट हेल्प्स. Social relationship, because students coming from different cultural background, they interact with each other, how to adjust with other students, tribal students, how to adjust with general students, Shulka students, blind students, deaf and dumb students, how to adjust with the normal students, कैसे relationship बनाना है. A healthy relationship, it helps for a healthy relationship. You see, it is helpful. Multicultural classroom is helpful to make strong social relationship among the students, and that helps in their future life to be a socialized person, not an antisocial person. That's why multicultural classroom is a boon. ये अच्छा है. Then multicultural classroom is helpful to take decision collectively, because at present how to take a decision very difficult on the part of a person. How to take decision. Which type of decision should be taken? What type of a decision should be taken? Decision making skill is very necessary at present on the part of everybody. कैसे डिसीजन लेंगे, क्या डिसीजन लेंगे, ये तरीका कैसे है डिसीजन के लिए, क्या तरीका कैसे लेंगे आप डिसीजन? What is the base? What should be the base? कौन से बेस में आप डिसीजन ले सकते हैं, कैसे लेंगे? And in multicultural classroom, how to take students when interact with each other, talk with each other, work jointly together. They take decisions jointly, collaboratively, collectively, and democratic way. How to take a decision in a democratic way? They know the skill. They develop the skill of taking a decision in a democratic way or in a cooperative way. इसीलिए मल्टीकल्चरल क्लासरूम अच्छा है, अच्छा एस्पेक्ट. मल्टीकल्चरल क्लासरूम का अच्छा एस्पेक्ट ये है, different cultural backgrounds, students when they sit together while taking decision, they can take decision cooperatively, jointly. That's why multicultural classroom का ये अच्छा एस्पेक्ट है. Then as you know, we have studied in developing creativity. सृजनशीलता, creativity talents of the students should be developed. Creativity, divergent thinking कैसे डेवलप करा जाए? अब एक टेक्निक आपको मालूम है, आप साइकोलॉजी में पढ़ा, एक ब्रेन स्टॉर्मिंग टेक्निक. Brain storming technique teacher use in the classroom to develop students' creativity. Brainstorming technique you have studied in psychology, and you are using, and teachers use that technique to develop creativity among the students in classroom. For example, if you ask question, what are the qualities of a good student? If you ask this question in a multicultural classroom, remember, in a multicultural classroom, students coming from different cultural background, they can give multiple answer coming from different religious backgrounds. What is the quality of a good student? Suppose an Islamic student or Hindu students are studying. Hindu students, from their cultural values, they can cite some characteristics of a good student. Muslim student can cite some qualities of a good student. Christian students, from their cultural values, they can give different answers about the good qualities of a student. That's why in a brainstorming session, multicultural classroom or students with different cultural backgrounds or religious backgrounds can give multiple answers to a particular question, diversified answers which help for the development of creative talents on the part of the students. Remember, very, very, very अच्छा है, अच्छा aspect है multicultural classroom for development of creative talents. Then it leads critical analysis through group discussion. Students are coming from different cultural backgrounds. If we initiate a group discussion, then everybody from their own cultural experiences can contribute for the fruitful discussion, fruitful analysis of a particular concept, particular principle, and particular ideas. Where is knowledge? His knowledge is in the textbook. A textbook में ज्ञान जो आप बोलते हैं ज्ञान, स्किल, जो दक्षता, ज्ञान, ये कहाँ है? किताब में है? ये किताब में नहीं है, ये सोसाइटी में है, नेचर में है. नेचर, सोसाइटी, they are the sources of knowledge. They are the great encyclopedia of knowledge. आपको एक क्वेश्चन पूछते, आजकल जो स्टूडेंट क्लास 1 में एडमिशन लेते हैं, हम बोलते हैं इंग्लिश वेरी डिफिकल्ट लैंग्वेज. हम सबको मालूम है जो इंग्लिश ये फॉरेन लैंग्वेज है, इंग्लिश ये बहुत डिफिकल्ट लैंग्वेज है. एंड वी ऑल अफ्रेड ऑफ, भय करते, इंग्लिश पढ़ने के लिए भय करते, इंग्लिश सुनने के लिए, बुझने के लिए बहुत हमको दिक्कत आते. बट इंग्लिश इज वेरी वेरी easy language.
Easy language.
You see, why I'm asking, why I'm telling all these things? Just tell me, a student, at present situation, a student who is taking admission in class 1, do you know how many English words he knows before going to take admission in class standard 1? Tell me. Cup, plate, fan, TV, pen, pencil, without going to school, in our society, in our family, if a student knows more than 1,000 English words, more than 1,000, if you list out, you will find a student without going to school or who is taking admission in standard 1 knows more than 1,000 English words. Tractor, truck, car, motorcycle, cycle, bike, TV, fan, all are English words. Cup, plate, all are English words. Chalk, pen, pencil, all are English words. Knowing 1,000 English words at the time of taking admission in standard 1, why a student fail in English after of studying English? Here is the fault. ये हिंदी में जितने वर्ड नहीं जानते, ये स्टूडेंट हिंदी आपका लैंग्वेज में जितने वर्ड नहीं जानते, ये इंग्लिश में ज्यादा वर्ड जानते. ठीक है ना, भूल है? मैं सही है और गलत है? बोलिए. ये स्टूडेंट हु इज टेकिंग एडमिशन इन क्लास 1 और स्टैंडर्ड 1 कितने इंग्लिश वर्ड जानते और कितनी हिंदी वर्ड जानते और मदर टंग, इनका मदर टंग में कितने वर्ड जानते? आप कभी सोचा स्टूडेंट का बारे में? और इंग्लिश इज डिफिकल्ट. व्हाई इंग्लिश इज डिफिकल्ट? हु मेक्स इंग्लिश डिफिकल्ट? हु इज रेस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर इट? हु इज रेस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर इट? व्हाई स्टूडेंट्स फेल इन इंग्लिश? ये तो एक 1,000 इंग्लिश वर्ड इनको मालूम है. क्लास स्टैंडर्ड वर्ड में एडमिशन जो लेते 1,000, मोर देन 1,000 इंग्लिश वर्ड इनको मालूम है. इंग्लिश ABCD इनको मालूम नहीं है, बट 1,000 इंग्लिश वर्ड इनको मालूम है. बट इंग्लिश क्यों डिफिकल्ट लैंग्वेज है? सोचो, जरा सोचो. That's why most of the knowledge child gathers from social experiences. Society is the storehouse of knowledge. Family is the storehouse of knowledge. और हम किताब में इनको
इंग्लिश डिफिकल्ट लैंग्वेज नहीं है. जो जिस भाषा को बोलता है शुरू से, उसके लिए वो भाषा आसान होती है.
ना, मैं जो बोला 1,000 इंग्लिश वर्ड इनको मालूम है. जो हमारा आज का बच्चों को 1,000 इंग्लिश वर्ड इनको मालूम है क्लास 1 स्टैंडर्ड वर्ड में एडमिशन का टाइम में. ये सही है गलत है? गलत. ये ज्यादा हिंदी जितनी हिंदी वर्ड इनको मालूम है, हिंदी से ज्यादा इंग्लिश वर्ड इनको मालूम है क्लास 1 में जब एडमिशन लेते टाइम में. क्लास 1 में जो एडमिशन का टाइम में इनको ज्यादा इंग्लिश वर्ड मालूम है, हिंदी वर्ड इतने मालूम है. छोड़िए. बट क्वेश्चन इज वेयर इज हु इज रेस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर
पूरा VP सर बड़ा
who is responsible? Then ultimately answer will be we teachers are responsible. हम टीचर तो जमींदार लेना चाहिए स्टूडेंट जो इंग्लिश में फेल होते हाई स्कूल में. अरे ये तो वेरी इजी लैंग्वेज. तो 1,000 वर्ड इनको मालूम हो गया. और क्या है कैसे इंग्लिश में फेल होते? ये तो प्रॉब्लम है. ये टीचर इज रेस्पॉन्सिबल टू मी. देन बट व्हाट आर द डिफिकल्टीज ऑफ मल्टीकल्चरल क्लासरूम? Difficulties, issues. First is the communication, problem of communication. Language problem, communication problem. टीचर स्टूडेंट को इंटरेक्ट करने के लिए कम्युनिकेशन प्रॉब्लम. स्टूडेंट का साथ इंटरेक्ट करने के लिए कम्युनिकेशन प्रॉब्लम. Because their mother tongue is different, your mother tongue is different. Students are coming with different mother tongues, not one mother tongue. That's why communication problem in Navodaya Vidyalaya is a very important issue on the part of a teacher, on the part of a student. That is very, very dangerous issue. You must be facing that issue in your school, communication issue. कैसे इनका साथ बातचीत करेंगे, कैसे भाव का आदान प्रदान करेंगे, हम हमारा भावना को कैसे कम्युनिकेट करेंगे. Student also face problem, communication problem, to interact with the teacher, to communicate with the talk with the teachers. Teacher face difficulty to talk with the students. Student face difficulty to talk with their friends in the hostels, in the school campus. The communication issue a very important issue so far as multicultural classroom is concerned. The next is the adjustment problem. Adjustment problem. Rural students face difficulties to adjust with the urban students. Scheduled caste students coming from forest areas or tribal students coming from forest areas face adjustment problem. South Indian students face adjustment problem with North Indian students. Adjustment problems. Very dangerous issue. Remember, adjustment problem. Their food habit is different. South Indian students, they take idli, dosa in their breakfast, but the North Indian students, their food habit is rajma, chole, bhature. You see, food problem, adjustment problem. Then grouping. There is every possibility of grouping among the students on the basis of religion, on the basis of cultural background, caste, creed, color, sex. You see, grouping, birds of the same feather group together. North Indian students, they form a North Indian group, North Indian club. South Indian students, they can form South Indian club, South Indian. You see, Muslim students, they can group together, make their own group. Christian students, Hindu students, you see, they can form group. As you know.
तो इकोनॉमिक्स में फेल थे, 12 हिंदी में, 7 इंग्लिश में, ये तो इतने इधर ही हो गए, और 1-2 फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, मैथ जो रहे.
Then easily they can form group cultural with cultural backgrounds.
And उनका ट्रांसफर कहाँ हो, जाके आराम से ज्वाइन करना.
It becomes a problem on the part of the teacher, part of the principals to deal with those groups. Very dangerous issue.
वो उस प्रॉब्लम से थोड़ी उसका हटने से लेना है. होगा, मुझे जो लगता है ना.
Grouping problem takes place in multicultural classroom. It is a serious problem. We must be aware of it, and we must try to break those groups. Very dangerous issue, grouping. Then acceptance. How to accept students coming from a different caste, culture, religion. It is also very difficult on the part of the teacher as well as on the part of the students. Hindu students may not accept Muslim students. Christian students may not accept Hindu students. Then students from North Indians may not accept, you see, cultural backgrounds, different cultural backgrounds, acceptance issue, very dangerous issue we face in multicultural classroom. Remember how to deal with that problem. That is our main concern as a teacher. ये जो समस्या को कैसे समाधान करेंगे हमको मालूम होना चाहिए. एडजस्टमेंट प्रॉब्लम, स्टूडेंट का एडजस्टमेंट प्रॉब्लम, ग्रुपिज्म प्रॉब्लम, देन एक्सेप्टेंस प्रॉब्लम, देन trust. How to trust? Problem relating to trust. Christian students may not trust with the Hindu students. Hindu students may not trust with the, you see, Muslim students. Trust, issue of trust, multicultural classroom, dangerous issue. Teacher may not trust teacher with Christian background or Christian student teacher or Muslim teachers may not trust Hindu students. Hindu, Christian, Muslim, Christian teachers may not trust Hindu students or Hindu teachers may not trust Christian students. Likewise, these problems takes place. There is possibility of that problem taking place in a multicultural classroom. Then, suitable pedagogy, use of suitable pedagogy. As a teacher, you have to use different methods of teaching, skills of teaching, techniques of teaching in your classroom. Then, suppose you are using the principle of concrete to simple to complex or concrete to abstract method. Concrete materials you are using in the classroom. Concrete materials. Then brilliant students will be frustrated with your teaching skills. That's why a suitable pedagogy, there is no one method, one technique, one strategy to be used by a teacher to deal with students with a multicultural background or multicultural that is experiences. That is very important issue. Use of suitable pedagogy. Pedagogy means art of teaching or science of teaching. Which skill, which method will you use so that it will satisfy all students in a multicultural classroom? Is there any single method? One method that you have to use always to deal with the students with multicultural experiences in a multicultural classroom. Very difficult issue on the part of a teacher. Then, lastly, I will discuss how to deal with students with culturally responsive instructions. That is very important on your part. You must know. As a teacher, you must give special attention during entry year, first year, entry year of the student. Special attention should be given to students at entry year. Very important. Special attention. Because, as I have already discussed with you, at the beginning stage, they face adjustment problem, they face acceptance problem, they face trust problem, how to trust, acceptance problem, how to build trust, how to adjust with students, teachers in the classroom, they face problem. At the beginning stage, gradually, when they create friendship, then it will be subsided, a change हो सकते हैं, but beginning stage में ये problem आते हैं. इसलिए आपको कॉन्शियस होना चाहिए एंट्री ईयर स्टूडेंट का एंट्री ईयर में आपको फुल कॉन्शियस होना चाहिए. इशू जरूर होना है, इसलिए आपको कॉन्शियस होना चाहिए. एंट्री ईयर बिगिनिंग स्टेज में आपको कॉन्शियस होना चाहिए. And know your learners individually. Second one is know your learners individually, not by their name. Ramo, Gopal, Syamo, not by their name. Know your student individually means know their home socio-economic status, geographical location, their religion, their hobbies, interest, abilities, disabilities, their family background. Individually, if you know your student in detail, profession of their parents, mother's profession, father's profession, caste, their religion, not by name, not by their roll number. Know your student individually means know in detail about each and every student with their socioeconomic status, religious backgrounds, geographical locations, then their interest, hobbies, intellectual abilities, their attitudes, their skills, social skills, everything, their disabilities, everything in detail. You have to know each and every student. And if you know your student individually in detail, then half of the problem you can solve, which will arise in the multicultural classroom. आधा जो समस्या मल्टीकल्चरल क्लासरूम का आधा समस्या आप समाधान कर सकते हैं if you know your student, each and every student in detail, individually. Then respect each other's culture in your teaching, in your action. Every culture should be respected. Don't favor only one culture. Don't criticize other cultures. Don't.
My siren बाजी की?
Pardon? ये जो cultural respect each and every culture. Don't criticize other cultures. Respect, love, like each and every culture. Okay. Don't favor the students coming from one culture. Impartial, we say impartiality. Behave all students equally. Students of all cultures equally. Don't favor students of one culture. Don't disrespect students of other cultures. That's why respect each other's culture. That is your primary duty to deal with the students in a multicultural classroom. Don't hate other cultures. Respect different cultures, each other's culture. Then be sensitive to varied cultures. Don't use language which will hurt the students of other culture. Sometimes teacher uses abusive languages which hurt the students of other culture. That's why be sensitive, be sympathetic, and be respectful to culture of other students. Don't use abusive language which will hurt the students of other culture. Don't practice activities which will hurt the students of other culture. Don't do programs which will hurt the students of other cultures. So be conscious, be sensitive to varied cultures through your actions, through your behaviors, through your activities, through your teaching learning processes in the classroom as well as outside the classroom. be sensitive, take care of all those things to deal with students coming from different cultural background. Don't hate the language of the students. Don't hate culture of the students. Don't hate cultural practices, food habits, style of living of students of different coming from different cultures. Don't hate. Respect. Be sensitive. Food habits. Don't hate their food habits. Respect their food habits. Respect their dress. Respect their beliefs. Respect their morality. Morality of students. Language of the students. Don't disrespect. I am Aryo, I am Hindu, you are Dravida, you don't know anything, you are tribal students. Don't use this type of abusive language. In research, we don't use tribal students, remember. Tribal students. We use students belonging to scheduled tribe. In research, that term we use. We don't use poor students. Poor students. Don't use this language. In research, we use students belonging to poverty. You see, poor students. Scheduled caste students, scheduled tribe students. Don't use this type of language. Students belonging to poverty. Even poor student, he's a poor student. He's very poor. Don't use this type of language. It will hurt the student. In research, we don't use this language, you see. That's why be sensitive to varied cultures. As a teacher, we must be sensitive to varied cultures. The next comes fostering of cultural awareness programs. Foster cultural awareness programs. Programs of different cultures. Dance. For example, you are organizing dance competition in the school. Then Bharatanatyam dance should be there. Then Odissi dance should be there. Bihu dance should be there. Punjabi dance should be there. Why only Bharatanatyam? Why not different dance programs? Different dance competitions, different programs, cultural awareness programs. Then song competition, Malayalam song, Hindi song, Telugu song, see, Bengali song, different song competitions should be there. Why there is only one Hindi song competitions? See, that's why, as a teacher, you must take care of to foster cultural awareness programs. Then, as you know, food habit is different. Then food competition, preparing food competition. If you then Italy, how to prepare Italy, dosa, different types of. Then rajma, how to prepare rajma, how to prepare chole bhature. See, Italy, dosa, bada, different programs. Today, how to prepare chole bhature, rajma. Today, prepare make a program. Tomorrow, South Indian, how to prepare South Indian foods. Make program, cultural awareness programs. Healthy programs. It will be healthier on the part of the students. Acha, student ke liye acha hai program. Different cultures, different food habits. Suppose tomorrow you will serve in, you are serving at present in Uttar Pradesh. Tomorrow you will be transferred to Kerala or Tamil Nadu. Your food habit is different. Their food habit is different. That's why if today you will know, taste different, acquainted with different food habits, different foods, then in their future life they will not face any adjustment problem. Wherever they will go, any part of India, they will not face any problem. That's why the main aim of multicultural education is to develop knowledge, skill, and attitude on the part of a student to live in a diversified culture. In the beginning, I have already discussed it. Food habit. Different food habits. In South India, if you are appointed in South Indian Navodaya, in Navodaya, located in Andhra Pradesh or Tamil Nadu, their food habit is different. You must be acquainted with their food habits, so that in Navodaya Vidyalaya, if you arrange different cultural awareness programs, students will be benefited and they will prepare themselves for their future life to live in a multicultural society, in a diversified society. They will not face any problem. Education is, after all, education का लक्ष्य क्या है? Preparing students to adjust in future. Or socialization to make students to live in a society successfully with adjustment. ये लक्ष्य ना, ये शिक्षा का लक्ष्य है ना, सोशलाइजेशन, सामाजिककरण, कैसे सामाजिक प्राणी बनाना है हमको, ऐसे लक्ष्य है ना एजुकेशन का, शिक्षा का लक्ष्य. Socially adjusted person, not anti-social person or unsocial person. After all, who is an educated person? Learned person and educated person. का difference क्या है? He is a learned person. X is a learned person. Y is an educated person. ये क्या difference है? Education और learning में क्या difference है? मालूम है आपको? जानते हैं? Learned person, educated person. Hijacking plane from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. You are learning how to hijack plane, learning skill of hijacking plane, how to loot a bank. You are learning the skill of looting bank. You are getting a training in a terrorist camp. How to hijack plane from Kanyakumari to Kashmir. You are learning. You are a learned person. But that activity is not accepted by the society. It is against the society. Society does not want this type of activities. You may be a learned person, but you are not an educated person. Educated person का activities क्या है? जो society पसंद करते हैं, जो activities को society पसंद करेंगे, ये activity, ये behavior, ये व्यवहार आपको मालूम होना चाहिए. That's why educated person and a learned person का बीच में यह difference है. He may be a learned person, but he may not be an educated person. Remember, educated person means आपका जो activities, व्यवहार सोसाइटी के लिए अच्छा होना चाहिए, सोसाइटी के लिए अच्छा होना चाहिए, नॉट बुरा. सोसाइटी के लिए बुरा होना नहीं चाहिए आपका एक्टिविटीज, बिहेवियर. दैट्स व्हाई learned person, socialized. So ये मल्टीकल्चरल क्लासरूम में जो पढ़ते हैं इनको हम तैयार करेंगे, नॉलेज, स्किल और एटीट्यूड डेवलप करेंगे इनको। इसलिए मल्टीकल्चरल सोसाइटी में कैसे ये तरीका सिखाते, कैसे व्यवहार करेंगे, एक्टिविटीज क्या करेंगे मल्टीकल्चरल सोसाइटी में, हमको मालूम होना चाहिए। Then next one is collaborative and cooperative learning. Remember, collaborative and cooperative learning. Nowadays, we are giving stress on collaborative and cooperative learning. The motto is, if we want to fly, let us fly together. If we want to fall, let us fall together. जब उड़ना चाहिए तो हम सारे को उड़ना चाहिए, तो ये कोऑपरेटिवली हम सारे को उड़ना चाहिए। अब जब फॉल करेंगे तो सारे को फॉल करना चाहिए। If we want to float, let us float together. If we want to sing, let us sing together. That is our motto, today's motto in the class. That's why learning is not individual learning, self-learning. Previously, we are giving stress on talking on self-learning. Teacher-guided learning, self-learning, teacher-guided learning, and cooperative learning. Remember, 3 types of learning. Previously, self-learning was given importance. Self-learning, individual learning, individualized instruction, individual learning. In 20th century, we are giving stress on individual learning, self-learning. Then it was changed, teacher-guided learning. Teacher-guided learning was given importance. Now, giving stress on cooperative learning.
Headphone.
So, in multicultural classroom, if we teach students,
उसमें झोले में पढ़ाई क्या, देखो बैग में गिरने वाले में,
collaborative learning process or cooperative learning process, students from different cultural backgrounds join together. Students with different abilities and disabilities, when they join together, work together, then construction of knowledge will take place. New ideas will take place. New knowledge will take place. The meaning of learning at present, remember, the meaning of learning nowadays, the definition of learning nowadays has been changed. In psychology, the definition of learning that we have learned, that is, learning means change in behavior of the organism which occurs due to training or practice. Due to training, learning takes place. Learning means practice. Learning means memorization of facts. Learning means memorization of information. Learning means rote learning and teacher-guided learning. Rote learning or teacher-guided learning. If it is self-learning, it is rote learning. Practice. 2 to the 4, 2 to the 4, 2 to the 4. Enjoy. Practice. Exercise. Rote learning. Self-learning. Teacher-guided learning. But nowadays, learning means construction of knowledge. What is learning? Learning means construction of knowledge. Knowledge should be constructed. New ideas should be constructed. How new ideas will be constructed? Can new idea will be constructed by rote learning? Can new ideas will be constructed by teacher-guided learning? No. New ideas can be constructed when cooperative learning takes place in a classroom. When students with different cultural background discuss among themselves, sit together, analyze a particular concept, give their views in different ways, then new ideas will be generated. New ideas, new knowledge will be constructed. This is nowadays given importance. Learning means construction or development of new ideas, innovation of a new idea, which is possible in cooperative learning. And in multicultural classroom, it is very easy to teach a concept or to discuss a concept successfully in a collaborative learning or cooperative learning method. That is why that new knowledge can be created. Learning does not mean memorization of facts, memorization of information. That was the concept of 20th century. Now, in 21st century, learning means construction of knowledge. Construction of knowledge, remember. Construction of a new idea. Learning means construction of a new idea, which can be possible in a collaborative method or cooperative learning method. And it is possible with successfully possible a multicultural classroom में हो सकता है. अच्छा है. Then, as a teacher, to use experiential and multicultural teaching learning method, experiential. Root of learning, as you know, root of learning lies with the social experience of the students. Where is the root of knowledge? The root of learning. Root of learning lies with the social background or social experience of each and every student. Try to exploit experiential learning method. Students, tribal students, about their experience relating to new ideas. How goods are transported from one place to another place. Suppose you are a social science teacher, you are going to teach transportation system to the students. Ask tribal students belonging to tribal area, goods transported in your area. Then desert area students, how goods are transported in your area from one place to another place. In hilly area, ask students coming from hilly area, how goods are transported in your area from one place to another place. In desert area, student will tell for camels, we use camels to transport goods. Tanga, we use tanga to transport goods from one place to another place. In mountain areas, in river areas, boats are used to transport goods from one area to another area. Then in tribal areas, we can say goods are transported by bullock carts in our area, rotanga, which will be helpful for the teacher to teach with success that topic, transportation system.
Madam, please mute your microphone.
Pardon? Are you asking any question? I am talking about the experiential learning method, social experience of the students coming from different cultural backgrounds. We can use by asking them while teaching new concepts, new ideas, new topic. Then, informal interaction. That is very important technique. That is called informal interaction. Informal, friendly. Student is a friend, teacher is a friend, philosopher and guide. And we should be friendly. Friendly to the student. Friendly means informal interaction. Outside the classroom, आप कैसे हैं? आपका क्या प्रॉब्लम है, क्या दिक्कत है आपका, अच्छा क्या है, आपका हॉबी क्या है, इंटरेस्ट क्या है, ये जो है इंटरेक्शन, इनफॉर्मल इंटरेक्शन, नॉट फॉर्मल इंटरेक्शन. Informal interaction like friend, you have to discuss with the students. So it will be helpful to solve their problem. आपका समस्या क्या है, दिक्कत क्या है, हॉस्टल का क्या खाना है, क्या प्रॉब्लम है हॉस्टल पे, क्या टीचर, आपका हॉबी क्या है, इंटरेस्ट क्या है. इनफॉर्मल इंटरेक्शन, टीचर स्टूडेंट इंटरेक्शन शुड बी इनफॉर्मल, not formal. Like a friend, you have to discuss with your student, and outside the classroom, inside the classroom, friendly behavior, informal. Then use of theory of multiple intelligence, as I have already discussed with you. 8 types of intellectual abilities are there. Multiple intelligence theory of Gardner, different use while teaching to the students. You may be a mathematics teacher, but you have to use some graphical technique to teach mathematics. You can use linguistic examples, language examples from literature to teach mathematics. And you are a language teacher, you can take the help of mathematics, graphic, music, body movement to teach English, some musical, graphical, mathematical examples to teach your students in a language class also. That's why multiple intelligence theory developed by Gardner, where Gardner has cited 8 types of intellectual abilities you can take to deal with your students. So, if you use all these techniques, if you know the problems of students in a multicultural classroom, if you know what are the merits of multicultural classroom, nature of the multicultural classroom, then you can deal with students successfully, to claim yourself that you are a quality teacher. Quality, lastly, I am using the word quality teacher. Who is a quality teacher? Teacher, you should claim yourself to be quality. What is quality? What is the concept of quality? Quality means customer satisfaction. If you are teaching, your activities, classroom activities, outside classroom activities will satisfy students, parents, then your colleagues, your principals, then only you can claim that you are you have got quality and you are a quality teacher. Quality means satisfaction of stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? First stakeholder, first customer or stakeholder. Our first customer or stakeholder is students. Students must be satisfied with my activities, with my teaching, both inside my classroom as well as outside the classroom. First customer, they are our first customer. Student must be satisfied with teacher. Second customer, second stakeholder, that is parents. Parents must be satisfied with our activities. Then only we can claim that we are a successful teacher or quality teacher. Our colleagues, those who are working with us, they must be satisfied with our behavior. Colleagues should be satisfied with our behavior, activities. And head of the department or principal must be satisfied with our behavior. Then only we can claim, or you can claim that you are a quality teacher. Knowledge, first class first, gold medal, knowledge, certificates, PhD degree, MPhil degree, that is necessary, but it cannot ensure quality. You are first class first, gold medalist, but students are not satisfied with your teaching in the classroom. Can you claim that? Can you claim yourself that you are a quality teacher? No, you are not a quality teacher. Certificate is necessary. First class first career is necessary, but it is not sufficient condition to ensure success or to claim yourself to be a quality teacher. Remember, that is very important. Satisfaction of students, satisfaction of parents, satisfaction of teaching and non-teaching staff members in your school, and satisfaction of principal must be ensured by your activities. आपका व्यवहार, आपका एक्टिविटीज सारे को satisfy करना चाहिए. स्टूडेंट को satisfy करना चाहिए, पेरेंट्स को satisfy करना चाहिए. That's why you can claim yourself to be a successful teacher. With these words, I conclude my deliberation. If you have any question, you can ask, and if you have any doubt, you can ask.
सवाल है सर, एक सवाल है. हेलो सर. हेलो सर, एक सवाल पूछना है. ऐसा परिस्थिति जब उत्पन्न हो जाए कि जो पेरेंट्स हैं वो उनके बच्चे स्पोर्ट्स फील्ड में जाना चाह रहे हैं और पेरेंट्स का दबाव हो रहा है कि वो सब्जेक्ट साइंस को लेकर आगे बढ़े और दोनों में कॉन्फ्लिक्ट बहुत ज्यादा हो रहा है, तब क्या ऐसी स्थिति में टीचर्स को क्या करना चाहिए?
क्या बोले ये, इनको बोलिए इनका पहले स्टूडेंट का एबिलिटीज क्या है, डिजेबिलिटीज क्या है, आपको जानना पहले चाहिए.
दोनों रिजिड है, दोनों
इनका इंटरेस्ट क्या है, इनको पहले आपको बोला ना, आपको पूछा ना. ये स्टूडेंट का वीकनेस है, मैथमेटिक्स में वीकनेस है, बट ही इज स्ट्रांग इन स्पोर्ट्स, गेम्स, literature, music. He is strong in musical abilities, strong in literature. ये weak in mathematics. तो ना इनका पेरेंट्स को बताना चाहिए. अब सुनिए, आपका बच्चे का मैथमेटिकल एबिलिटी कम है मगर म्यूजिकल एबिलिटी इनका स्ट्रांग है, स्पोर्ट्स एबिलिटी इनका स्ट्रांग है. इसीलिए म्यूजिकल स्कूल में, हाई स्कूल का पढ़ने का बाद इनको एक स्पोर्ट्स कॉलेज में एडमिशन देना चाहिए, फिजिकल इंस्टीट्यूशन में एडमिशन देना चाहिए और म्यूजिकल कॉलेज में पढ़ना चाहिए. इनको बताना ये इस तरह को इनको समझाना चाहिए पेरेंट को. खाली मैथमेटिक्स का क्यों नंबर नहीं मिला, इनको बोले अरे मैथमेटिक्स का कौन नंबर रखा, मगर इनका म्यूजिकल एबिलिटी स्ट्रांग है, स्पोर्ट्स एबिलिटी स्ट्रांग है, इनका स्पोर्ट्स कॉलेज में एडमिशन देना चाहिए हाई स्कूल का बाद. तो देखो कॉन्स्टेंट इजीली
संभावनाओं को बताना.
एबिलिटी स्ट्रांग नहीं हो सकते, मैं बोला ना 8 टाइप ऑफ एबिलिटीज आर देयर. स्पोर्ट्स एबिलिटी किसका स्ट्रांग है, म्यूजिकल एबिलिटीज किसका स्ट्रांग है, लिंग्विस्टिक एबिलिटीज किसका स्ट्रांग है, साइंस एबिलिटीज किसका स्ट्रांग है, किसका वीक है. ये आपका पहले स्टूडेंट का बार में इनके ये जो ईच एंड एवरी स्टूडेंट को आप पहले जानना, स्टूडेंट का बार बार में आपको मालूम होना चाहिए। इसलिए नो योर स्टूडेंट इंडिविजुअली, स्टूडेंट को आप जानना चाहिए, है ना।
ओके
पेरेंट
ओके
ऐसे तो बातचीत करेंगे, इनका स्टूडेंट को पहले अध्ययन करना चाहिए, स्टूडेंट के बारे में इंडिविजुअली डिटेल जानना चाहिए, so that you can solve that problem। ठीक है, स्टूडेंट के बारे में पहले स्टूडेंट को जानना चाहिए आपको इंडिविजुअली इन डिटेल, क्या एबिलिटीज है, क्या वीकनेस है, स्ट्रॉन्ग एस्पेक्ट क्या है, वीक एस्पेक्ट क्या है, ये बारे में आपको पहले जानना चाहिए। और क्या क्वेश्चन है पूछिए। एनी क्वेश्चन फॉर डिस्कशन आज।
सर एक सवाल था सर, असाइनमेंट से संबंधित। असाइनमेंट
आपका कोड सुनिए, आपको एक टॉपिक दे, टॉपिक आपको वन टॉपिक और 3 क्वेश्चंस विल बी गिवन। 3 क्वेश्चन आपको ये दिए गए, ये क्वेश्चन का आंसर देकर आपको भेजना चाहिए इनका पास, हम इवैल्यूएट करेंगे। ए ग्रेड, बी ग्रेड, सी ग्रेड, 3 ग्रेड आपको देंगे। आपका कैसे you have to consult the materials which has been supplied। मटेरियल आपको सप्लाई हुआ ना, नहीं हुआ? किताब
यस सर मिल गया सर।
किताब आपको सप्लाई हुआ। हम जो डील करते हैं
नहीं मिला है सर।
सर मुझे नहीं मिला है,
बुक्स नहीं मिला है, नहीं मिला है, हमको भी नहीं मिला है
सर। मुझे भी मटेरियल नहीं मिला है।
आप इनको बोलो, आपको
असाइनमेंट आ गया है क्या?
सर मुझे भी नहीं मिला है।
नहीं, मुझे भी नहीं मिला।
हमको भी नहीं मिला है।
मुझे भी नहीं मिला, हमें भी नहीं मिला।
नहीं मिला सर,
बिल्कुल नहीं मिला।
असाइनमेंट किसको मिला है
सर?
अभी तक नहीं मिला है।
मुझे भी नहीं मिला, हमें भी नहीं मिला। गणेश पटेल बोल रहा था नहीं मिला, और ना ही कोई जानकारी है सर। आज पहला सेशन था ये, बिना इंट्रोडक्शन के चला सर।
ओके मैं रामलखन कोऑर्डिनेटर को मैं बोल दूंगा, कोऑर्डिनेटर को एक किताब आपका पास भेजना चाहिए। ये किताब से क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे, आप किताब
सर दूसरा इसी में सर, इसी कड़ी में असाइनमेंट लिख कर कैसे भेजना है सर, ये प्रॉपर जानकारी सबको मिल जाए, कब तक भेजना है, कहाँ भेजना है, कैसे भेजना।
आपको 3 क्वेश्चन ऐसा टाइप क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे। यू हैव टू कंसल्ट विद किताब से कंसल्ट कर इनको आंसर देना चाहिए, आंसर को भेजना चाहिए।
सर स्टडी मटेरियल बुक क्या है उसको भिजवाने का कष्ट करिए सर प्लीज। और ये टाइम टेबल नवोदय के लिए शूट नहीं हो पा रहा है, थोड़ा उस पर भी चिंतन करें सर।
पहले किताब भेजेगा ना आपका किताब
कब तक आएगा सर किताब?
भेजना चाहिए। I will discuss with them. They will send books, materials very soon. Okay.
सर ग्रुप बना के सारा कुछ डाल दीजिए।
सर टाइम टेबल थोड़ा चेंज करा दीजिए।
ये पहले किताब आपका पास
वाला टाइम टेबल।
अरे ऑफिस में पता कर लीजिए भाई, ऑफिस से पढ़ा होगा, बुक्स वगैरह आया होगा। हमारे यहाँ भी 4 दिन से पढ़ा था, ऑफिस से पता करने से मिला।
अच्छा आप ऑफिस से पता करो, ऑफिस से जो
हाँ ऑफिस में, हमारे ऑफिस में पढ़ा होगा आकर के। नहीं हमारे यहाँ पे नहीं सर हमारे यहाँ पे नहीं है, अभी आई ही नहीं है। अच्छा नहीं है हमारे यहाँ, पूछने पर दिया उन्होंने। वहाँ से भेजा के लिए कैसे पता चलेगा?
ऑफिस के तो
प्लीज
3-4 काटते हैं।
प्रोग्राम स्टार्ट
वहाँ से भेजा है कि नहीं ये कैसे पता चलेगा?
प्लीज वेट।
असाइनमेंट भेजा गया है क्या?
नो प्रॉब्लम।
किसी को असाइनमेंट मिला है क्या?
असाइनमेंट विल बी गिवन टू यू लेटर।
कब दिया जाएगा?
आफ्टर
असाइनमेंट ऑनलाइन है, ऑनलाइन अवेलेबल है असाइनमेंट।
आफ्टर ऑनलाइन क्लास इज ओवर, आपका असाइनमेंट दिए गए, ठीक है ना? डोंट वरी, इन टाइम असाइनमेंट विल बी गिवन टू यू, किताब विल बी सेंट टू यू, देयर विल बी नो प्रॉब्लम, ठीक है ना?
अच्छा ऑनलाइन स्टडी मटेरियल कैसे ले सकते हैं?
ऑनलाइन क्लास तो अब आज स्टार्ट हुआ ना, कल भी मैं लूंगा क्लास। मैं 4 दिन लूंगा। और आपका पास तो रूटीन भेजा ना, टाइम टेबल भेजा आपको टाइम टेबल मिला ना।
ऑनलाइन सर, ऑनलाइन स्टडी मटेरियल्स कैसे मिलेगा?
ई ज्ञान कोर्स में है, अवेलेबल होगा
किस
ई
साइट
ज्ञान
पे?
कोर्स में।
इसका एड्रेस क्या है?
स्टडी मटेरियल आपको मिलेंगे, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं। असाइनमेंट क्वेश्चन आपको मिलेंगे, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं। वेट प्लीज, ठीक है
सर टाइमिंग चेंज कर दीजिए सर। सर एक्सक्यूज मी सर, प्लीज चेंज द टाइमिंग फ्रॉम which is nowadays from 5 to 7 because we have so many activities this time.
Tomorrow 5 to 7 I will take. Next day 5 to 7, 5 to 7. Okay.
No sir, but we have different activities in our Vidyalaya sir, in this timing sir. During this timing we have to attend assembly and we have supervisory study.
Okay, 5-10 minutes I will wait. 10 minutes I will wait. Don't worry.
No sir,
can be changed sir.
we are engaged in other activities.
Hello.
You tell your principal that class was scheduled to be started from 4 to 6. But I said no. 5 to 7 karo, 4 to 4 I changed the program.
Not convenient time for us.
5 to 7 is comfortable.
Previously
14 onwards
By 1 to
examination
7
is going
is
to start.
comfortable.
अटेंडेंस कैसे मार्क करना है?
10 to 12 is not convenient for us.
Timing should be sir morning session. Timing should be
Yes,
morning
morning should be morning session sir, because
morning session ladies के लिए प्रॉब्लम है, लेडीज के लिए।
No sir, 10
No, sir,
to 12.
No timing
to 12.
Morning 10 to 12.
You are
school timing में
आप कभी भी टाइम मतलब हमारे लिए इजी होगा, लेकिन
10 बजे मॉर्निंग
Sir, exam tough होगा. What will be more beneficial? And we
10 to
can
12 will
be
be convenient
attentive,
for us.
more attentive in time.
No sir, timing should be morning session.
I will
morning from 10 to 12 should be
We are fresh in the morning time, sir. We can
10
understand.
to 12
yes sir,
Facing so many problems.
10 to
classes in
12
morning
9 to
time.
11
अटेंडेंस कैसे मार्क करना है सर वो बता दीजिए।
from
अटेंडेंस
9
कैसे
to
मार्क
11 or 10 to 12.
इनका टाइम है आपका। I will wait for 10 minutes, no problem. 5-10.
No sir, it is not the matter of 10 minutes sir.
Tell your principal to relieve you.
Sir, we have different duties. We have examination में भी ड्यूटी है सर, कैसे करेंगे?
इसीलिए तो इनको बोले
हम लोग का शाम को सुपरविजन होता है।
शाम को सुपरविजन है, इवनिंग असेंबली है सर।
इवनिंग असेंबली है, सुपरविजन है, तो प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा।
हाउस की अटेंडेंस भी है सर, अभी मैं वही हूँ स्कूल।
एग्जाम कर देंगे आपको एग्जाम ड्यूटी से।
भाई आपका स्कूल में हम
भाई 10 बजे से 12 बजे सही रहेगा।
परमिशन दे सारे।
प्रिंसिपल्स कोऑपरेट नहीं करेंगे।
सब नवोदय विद्यालय समिति का चाल है और कुछ नहीं
है ना। ये आपको
मॉर्निंग टाइम सही रहेगा, स्कूल टाइमिंग
मॉर्निंग 9 से 1 PM के बीच में
स्कूल टाइमिंग ठीक होगा सर,
ले लीजिए, हमारे लिए कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है।
10 बजे से 12 बजे ही सही रहेगा।
10 से 12 बेस्ट है।
9 से 10 से 11 से आप जब भी से लंच के पहले
10 से 12
कर
ठीक है।
दीजिए।
10 to 12 is very good.
लंच से पहले खत्म हो जाएगा तो कंफर्टेबल हो जाएगा।
सुनिए
अब तो सबका कलरफुल कंप्लीट हो गया है।
ये वाला तो ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी इग्नो वाला तो ये फिक्स किया ना ये टाइम को।
14 से सर एग्जाम भी शुरू होगा, तो ड्यूटी लगेगी।
एग्जाम है सर 14 से।
सर आप प्रॉब्लम को समझ सकते हैं ना आप।
आफ्टरनून में
हमारे पास 110 120 मिनट समझा ज्यादा होगा ना सारे स्टाफ के लिए। टीचर कर रही है आप टाइम चेंज कर ताकि हमारे लिए इंग्लिश कोर्स करना और समझना।
Please send some direction to the principal regarding this. Please send some direction to the principal regarding this.
Principal is not.
सर मेरा एक रिक्वेस्ट है कि जो भी कोऑर्डिनेटर हैं, इग्नो के जो भी कोऑर्डिनेटर हैं, हमारा थोड़ा जवाब दीजिए सभी का, क्योंकि हमारा टाइमिंग चेंज होना चाहिए। एग्जामिनेशन ड्यूटी है तो आप तो रिसोर्स पर्सन है, लेकिन कोऑर्डिनेटर जो भी हैं यहाँ पे प्रेजेंट, वो आप हम लोगों को बताइए कि वो टाइमिंग चेंज हो सकता है कि नहीं हो सकता है। जो कोऑर्डिनेटर जो ऑर्गेनाइज किए
एक व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप करने से उसमें मैसेज भेजने बहुत अच्छा रहेगा।
एक काम करो, एक काम, आप ये जो इग्नो इग्नो रीजनल सेंटर भुवनेश्वर, इंदिरा गांधी नेशनल ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी सेंटर रीजनल सेंटर भुवनेश्वर, इनका रीजनल डायरेक्टर का टेलीफोन नंबर वहाँ है, इनका साथ बातचीत करो। ओके, रीजनल डायरेक्टर, रीजनल डायरेक्टर ये भगवत विद्यालय नहीं, ये रीजनल डायरेक्टर इंदिरा गांधी नेशनल ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी भुवनेश्वर।
यहाँ कहाँ बैठूंगा तो मैं अभी थोड़ी देर बैठ
गूगल में इनका
चलो
टेलीफोन नंबर सर्च करो, इनको टेलीफोन करो। रीजनल डायरेक्टर इंदिरा गांधी नेशनल ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी भुवनेश्वर। ओके, टू चेंज द टाइम। ओके, थैंक यू ऑल। ओके,
एक सवाल सर, अटेंडेंस कैसे मार्क होगा?
कहाँ जाऊँ? एक जगह होता तो बैठ जाता, एट क्लास बस होता ना तो बैठ जाता।
हेलो हेलो सर।
सर
ये एग्जाम कब होगा सर?
अब यहाँ हम लोग ट्रेनिंग भी कर रहे हैं,
हेलो सर, अटेंडेंस होगा क्या?
पागल बना रहे हैं। क्या बोल रहा?
अटेंडेंस होगा क्या सर?
क्या उपस्थिति अटेंडेंस है सर? अपने नाम लिख दीजिए, उसी में हो गया।
तुम लोग को मिला कि नहीं है? कोई गया लेना? सबको दे दिए? गर्ल्स को भी दिए ना?
अटेंडेंस लिंक नहीं है क्या?
कोई नहीं है,
अलग अलग है।
क्लास हो रहा है ऑनलाइन और एग्जाम होगा ऑफलाइन।
जिसमें जीरो है, जिसमें अमाउंट है।
कितना?
पटेल साहब, गुड इवनिंग।
सर नमस्कार सर, सबको नमस्कार सर।
जय श्री महाकाल।
नमस्कार सर।
जय श्री महाकाल। कब ऐसे कैसे चले भाई ये ट्रेनिंग यार?
जय श्री महाकाल।
बस ट्रेनिंग के बाद ऐसी बात चलनी है भाई।
चलो भाई, इसी बहाने सबसे बातचीत हो रही है भैया। नमस्कार भैया।
हाँ, सभी भैया लोगों को प्रणाम है भाई।
अरे ये ट्रेनिंग ऑफलाइन होना था।
सभी को नमस्कार।
हाँ, सबको बुला लेते हैं, सब एक के लिए ट्रेनिंग कर ले वहीं पे।
हाँ यार, एनएलआई भुवनेश्वर में बुला लेते ना, एनएलआई भुवनेश्वर बुला लेते, वहाँ सब कर लेते बढ़िया।
और क्या, बहुत बढ़िया। अरे गोवा बुला लेते, गोवा चले जाते भाई।
ये ऑनलाइन समझ में आता नहीं है लोगों का, माइक चालू बंद।
इसीलिए तो यहाँ पे ड्यूटी भी करना है और ट्रेनिंग भी करना है, ये फर्क है। भुवनेश्वर जाते तो ड्यूटी छूट जाता।
हाँ, दोनों काम हो जाएगा सही।
अरे इसीलिए तो ऑनलाइन करवाया सर।
अरे चुनाव ड्यूटी भी करना है भाई।
हाँ, भी है, सही है सर।
अभी चुनाव की ट्रेनिंग आ जाएगी तो क्या वहीं बैठे बैठे ट्रेनिंग करेंगे?
अब यहाँ ड्यूटी भी करो, ट्रेनिंग भी करो।
नहीं, चुनाव की ट्रेनिंग आएगी तो दोनों ट्रेनिंग साथ में चलेंगी।
पोस्ट वाली ड्यूटी है, चेक पोस्ट वाली।
हाँ सर।
कोर्स के संबंध में प्रिंसिपल सर को बताइए, जिनका
ट्रेनिंग चलती
नाम लगा हुआ है, एग्जाम कर देंगे
ट्रेनिंग
प्रिंसिपल सर।
हाँ, दिखा तो
नहीं तो ये प्रिंसिपल तो सबको 50 प्रिंसिपल को बताना पड़ेगा ना, ऐसे में अलग अलग।
लेफ्ट होने का भी कोई नहीं बोलेगा, अपन को खुद ही लेफ्ट हो रहा है क्या?
हाँ, खुद ही होना पड़ेगा भाई, खुद ही होना है, नहीं तो लटके रहो।
टाइम हो गया है 7 बजे तक का ना।
कोई बता
100% तो चलेगा भाई।
नाग सर कहाँ है नाग सर?
अरे तो अपने में से कोई एक रिसोर्स पर्सन बन जाओ।
10 मिनट आप लोग बात करो अपने आपस में।
एक व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप
अभी भी
बना लो
80
कोई।
रिसोर्स पर्सन है इसमें।
हम को एक बना लो।
क्लास के बाद भी सब लोग जुड़े हैं, मतलब सबके पास टाइम है।
नहीं आपस में मुलाकात कम हो पा रही ना आजकल,
इसलिए टाइम निकाले भाई, आपस में बात हो जाएगी उसके लिए।
10 गाँव वाले टीचर हैं, 10 काम एक साथ कर सकती हैं।
मैं तो अभी रोड पे टहल
सुपरविजन
रहा हूँ,
किसी का चल रहा है क्या?
है ना।
लेफ्ट के
हेलो, रोड पे टहल टहल के ट्रेनिंग हो रही है ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी की।
हाँ,
अरे
इसका मतलब
सुपरवाइज
कि
चल रही
ओपन
साथ में
यूनिवर्सिटी,
ट्रेनिंग के।
ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी मतलब कहीं से भी कर सकते हैं आप।
वही तो है।
खुले में कर सकते हैं।
चलो ठीक है सर, ओके सर,
चलो
ओके
ओके
भाई,
बाय।
सभी लोगों को बाय।
नमस्कार सबको।
बाय बाय बाय
नमस्कार,
बाय।
कल
नमस्कार सर,
मिलना है,
नमस्कार
लेकिन
सभी
कल
को,
का ट्रेनिंग का
नमस्कार
टाइम
सर।
10 से 12 रखवाइए।
हाँ,
जी जी सर, वही होना चाहिए।
10 से 12 सबसे बढ़िया
थैंक्स,
टाइमिंग।
थैंक्स टू ऑल, फिर मिलेंगे।
ठीक है।
ओके।